Alright, Shalom to Brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QUADASH. Double honor to the others, a great millstone, and peace and salutation to the brothers that are doing this work in truth, sincerity, man. Real quick, I'm just going to jump right into it. This is Romans 7:18. It says, "For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not." So that's a struggle that a lot of brothers face, man. Those struggles of the flesh, man. Those desires of the flesh, those the weakness of the flesh. You know, for these things of this world, man. That's a struggle that a lot of brothers struggle with, myself included, man. You know, but the scriptures, they tell us that we have to crucify our flesh, man. So you got to kill those old ways, those old fashions, man, those old lusts. And I'm gonna get a few quick scriptures that prove that, man. This is I'll go jump to Romans 13 chapter. This is Romans 13, and I'll start at verse 13, and it says, let us walk honestly as in a day. So that means they're putting on a whole new man, pretty much, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, and those are all trademarks or desires or habits of the flesh, so to speak. But put ye on the Lord Mashiach Yahawashi, and make that provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So to the best of your ability, man, you know, you gotta have your mentality to stay on spiritual things. That's the only way that you can crucify your flesh, man. You gotta crucify your flesh. You gotta kill your flesh, as scripture says. I'm gonna get Galatians 5:24, where it says just that. You know, and this is a battle that really not gonna go away, man. Living in Esau's wicked society, it's gonna be a constant struggle. That's a cross that brothers got to endure, man. So this is Galatians 5:24, and it says, "And they that are Yahawashis have crucified the flesh with affections and lusts. If we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another." So all those things, all those worldly habits that we had, all those worldly mentalities, those are all the flesh, man. You know, and you got to be careful what you do in your flesh. You know, you got to be careful to the things that the movies you watch, and the music you listen to, and the people that you partake with, man. The people that you associate with. You know, because you're supposed to be separate and holy, man. That's what Scripture says. Be ye separate, be ye holy as I am holy. Scripture says, man. So this truth requires that you be very circumspect in all your actions and all your doings. That's one of the ways that you stay in the spirit. You know, so I'm gonna get 1 John 2:16, because the works of the flesh are basically the things of this world, man. You know, you gotta have balance in this truth, but at the same time, you gotta constantly watch yourself and maintain your mentality, and keep track of where your thoughts are going, because your thoughts are what make your actions, man. This is first Salaki. This is 1 John 2:16, and it says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world." You know, so that's what made Eve go off, man. That's why she ate that so-called forbidden fruit of those false philosophies, because it was pleasing. What does the scripture say in Genesis? It was pleasing to her sight, man, and it was all that was to make her wise. So that was the pride of life. That was the lust of the eyes. That was the pride of life. You know, I'm just gonna get that real quick. I think it's make one wise, because she was partaking in the lust of the flesh. Basically, that's what it was. She was being seduced by the lust of the flesh. I'm pretty sure it's in Genesis. This is Genesis 3:6, and when the woman, talking about Eve, saw that the tree was good for food, it's talking about the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also to her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them were both open, and they knew that they were naked. They knew that they were in a state of sin. And they sold fig leaves together and made themselves upon Abram. That means they took on the custom of the other nations. But basically, going back to verse 6, it says, it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired to make one wise, man. So that's going back to that pride, man. That's going back to Salakia. That's going back to 1 John, Salakia, I lost my place. 1 John 2 and 16. Let's read that back again. This is 1 John 2, 16, and it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. So basically sin, man. Basically that's what it was. And the world passes away, and the lust thereof. So this whole system, this whole world system, as we know, is gonna be perished, man. It's gonna be burnt by judgment, by nuclear fire, and by the great destruction coming from BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. But he that doeth the will of Yahawah abideth forever. Little children, it is the last time that ye have heard that the Antichrist shall come. Even now there are many Antichrists, we know that it is the last time, man. So there are many Antichrists, man. You know, the so-called Christian church, they like to teach that there's some fucking dude somewhere out there that he is the Antichrist, that he is the son of the devil himself. So all of these saw the son of the devil himself, man. And he's gonna rule the world, so to speak. It's just a bunch of crazy manners that they teach, man. But anyways, going back to the lesson, 1 John 2 and 16, that's what it was, and it correlates to even the book of Genesis, man. Basically, that's going off, that's sinning, man, and to the best of your ability. That's why we gotta stay in the spirit, man. Just want to get a few more scriptures. This is Jeremiah 17:9, and that speaks of the lust of the flesh, man. Thinking that you know what's up, that you know the right thing to do. And this is the mind state that everybody is walking in at this very moment, man. These 2/3 and these other people, these other nations, man. This is Jeremiah 17:9, and it says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it, man?" So that's the mentality, man. The mentality, the people are just be wicked, because they tell you in the world, just follow your heart, man. Follow your heart. My heart said to do this. My heart said to do that. But what does the scripture say, man? It says the heart is deceitful of all things and desperately wicked. So that tells you that you're not supposed to follow your own thought pattern, man. We're supposed to follow what the scriptures say. And that's the mentality of the world, man. They follow their heart. That's basically, they follow their emotions. And a man of the Lord is not supposed to follow his emotions. A man of the Lord is supposed to be circumspect. He's supposed to rule his spirit, man. I'm going to get that scripture real quick. I think it's rulers. Man, that rulers of spirit. Something like, I think it's the book of Proverbs. Yeah, this is at Proverbs 16:32. It says, he that is slow to anger, controlling your emotions, is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. And so there it is. That tells you how a man of the Lord is supposed to be, man. He's supposed to have control over his emotions, control over his desires, control over his actions and his thoughts, man. He's supposed to be, and he has to filter all those to the scriptures. That shows you how a man of the Lord is supposed to be. That's why, going back to Jeremiah 17:9, it says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's why Paul said in Romans 7:18, we're going to go back to that. That's why Paul said in Romans 7:18, this is what he said, man. He said, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, what is no good thing. So his own will, it was no good. His own thought pattern, his own mentality, to do what he wanted to do, it wasn't a good thing, man. The heart is deceitful, man. Just be wicked. Who can know it? For to will is present in me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. For the good that I would do, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. Now if I do that, I would not. It is no more I that do it, but the sin that dwelleth in me. So that's what it is, man. That's a struggle that we have to fight. That we're gonna have to fight, man. Among other things, one of the apostles said, I forgot which one. I think it was Elder Tahar. He said, you're your worst enemy. Your worst enemy in this truth is yourself. You know, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna make yourself fall off, man. That's why it's important to stay in the spirit. You gotta constantly push yourself, kick yourself in the ass if you have to stay in the spirit, man. You know, chastise yourself, punish yourself. You know, examine yourself, man. You know, you can't let yourself slack, man. You know, you can't let yourself get too soft or too comfortable. You know, you can't have that I'll do it later attitude, man, or that tomorrow attitude. You know, now is the time, the scripture says. And with that, I want to get 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There's 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, and it says, there is no temptation taking you, such as common to man. But Yahawah is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but with the temptation also make a way to escape, that you may also able to bear it. And what's that way that he made for us? It's prayer, man. Prayer. You know, if you find yourself falling out of the spirit, hey, open up that Psalm 51. You know, get on your knees and pray, and believe. You know, are there going to be points where we fail and we fall? Yes, of course, man. You know, but the scripture said the Lord tries the reins of our hearts. So he knows, man, our integrity. He knows what our true intentions are. You know, with that being said, just a real quick lesson. Most I wouldn't hope it was edifying. Was that one say, HALAL, YAHAWASHI, all praise YAHAWASHI. You know, brothers, keep on fighting that fight, man, that good fight of faith. You know, keep on pushing, keep on supporting one another in this truth, man. Maintaining that brotherly spirit. And with that being said, Shalom.